major breaking news. The Supreme Court just ruled that a controversial ban on TikTok may take effect on Sunday.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our NewBlacksGhana. Today, we're covering a significant development from the United States that's set to reshape the landscape of social media. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled on TikTok's future, impacting millions of users. Let's break down what this decision means, its implications, and the broader context. Make sure to stick around for a thorough analysis. 1. The background and U.S. Supreme Court decision. The breaking news today comes directly from the U.S. Supreme Court, which has delivered a crucial verdict against TikTok. The court ruled against TikTok's challenge to a law that could either force the app's sale or enforce a ban in the United States. This law, signed by President Biden and supported by both parties, reflects rare bipartisan agreement in Washington. With the decision taking effect this Sunday, let's discuss what led to this point and what the Supreme Court's rationale might be behind this landmark ruling. 2. What the ban means for users in U.S. So, what exactly does this ban entail for the average TikTok user? First off, if you already have TikTok installed, the app will remain on your device but will no longer receive updates from app stores like Apple and Google. This means no security patches or new features, leading to potential bugs and security vulnerabilities over time. For those looking to download TikTok post-ban, it won't be available in the app stores. We'll explore the immediate effects on users and the potential long-term impact on content consumption and creation. 3. The political implications. This ban isn't just about an app. It's at the intersection of free speech, technology, and national security. The United States of America lawmakers argue that the ban is crucial for national security, suggesting that TikTok could be misused for spying or spreading foreign propaganda. However, TikTok disputes these claims, citing a lack of concrete evidence. Now, before I continue with the fourth points, let's take a closer look at the debate surrounding the legal and ethical implications of the ban, including perspectives from different stakeholders and what this means for other foreign-owned apps operating in the U.S. A. The legal and ethical debate surrounding the TikTok ban raises significant concerns among various stakeholders. On the one hand, proponents of the ban, including lawmakers and security experts, argue that it is essential for national security. They maintain that TikTok's data practices could potentially allow the Chinese government access to sensitive U.S. user data, posing a threat to privacy and national interests. This perspective is bolstered by the bipartisan support for the law, underscoring widespread concern over foreign control of major tech platforms. Supporters argue that the precedent set by enforcing this ban is crucial for establishing a framework within which other foreign-owned apps could be regulated, ensuring they comply with U.S. standards and do not compromise national security. B. Conversely, opponents of the ban view it as a dangerous encroachment on free speech and a disruption to the global digital economy. They argue that the ban sets a concerning precedent for government interference in the free market and internet freedom. Critics, including digital rights activists and tech industry leaders, contend that such measures could lead to retaliatory actions by other countries against U.S. companies, potentially sparking a trade war in the tech sector. Furthermore, they suggest that the move could stifle innovation by signaling to international companies that the U.S. market operates under unpredictable, politically influenced regulations. This perspective emphasizes the need for balanced approaches that safeguard national security without impeding economic growth or the open exchange of ideas on global platforms. 4. Trump's involvement and changing stance. Former President Donald Trump plays a complex role in this narrative. Initially advocating for TikTok's ban, Trump's position has oscillated, particularly after leveraging the platform in his recent successful re-election campaign. Now, Trump appears to be seeking ways to save TikTok. We'll analyze his motivations, potential strategies to circumvent the ban, and the legal challenges such approaches might entail. Could this involve selective enforcement, or even legislative changes? Let's discuss the possibilities and the political calculus involved. 5. International relations and future prospects. The TikTok saga is a backdrop to broader U.S.-China relations, which remain complex and multifaceted. Recent conversations between Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping indicate both nations are looking for a positive start in the new term. With Trump inviting the CEO of TikTok to his inauguration, we're reminded of the significant cultural and economic stakes involved. Thank you for joining us for this in-depth analysis of the TikTok ban and its broader implications. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think this will affect the future of social media? Let us know. Stay tuned for more updates as this story develops.
As we've been reporting here, 170 million Americans use this app. They were making a lot of noise, calling representatives. They were moving to other Chinese-owned apps as almost a form of protest to make those other apps go viral, kind of make the point, what are you going to do, play whack-a-mole with these types of apps? But also what we're hearing from TikTok has been really interesting in the wake of that news that NBC broke yesterday, which is what Laura was just referring to. The Biden administration is essentially saying that they will not actually implement this law on Sunday. That was a huge win for TikTok because their biggest concern right now has been that day one implementation because it was the last day of a President Biden who obviously signed this into law. It was not yet over to President Trump, who has said he wants to save TikTok. The reason that's such a big deal, Craig, is because the way that the law is written, what would have happened on day one, should it have been being implemented, is the service providers to TikTok. So that's a company like, think about Apple. That's where you go into their app store and you download TikTok. That's Oracle. That's the company that's hosting all the data for TikTok. It makes it work. Those companies would have been the ones to face a punishment here. They would have been fined $5,000 per user, 5,000 times 170 million, a lot of money. With the Biden administration effectively saying they're not doing that, there is a good chance here, and I think this may end up being the headline, that TikTok continues operating as normal. They have not confirmed that. We will continue to see what happens throughout the day. The big thing we are now waiting for, and Laura can probably add more to this here, is now what the Biden administration, the Department of Justice, is going to say they're going to do. Those service providers and TikTok will be looking for the Department of Justice to put it in writing, their plans to not actually implement this law on Saturday. Also, my sources have confirmed to me we will hear from TikTok today. They will say what this access to this app is going to look like this weekend.
So, Savannah, to be clear, the incoming administration, the Trump administration, indications from those officials are what?
Indications from those officials are they want to save it. The incoming national security advisor has been saying we have plans to intervene. Now, there are open questions about what that looks like. For starters, the Trump administration could essentially do what the Biden administration is saying they're going to do on Sunday, but just for a lot longer. Say, hey, we're not going to actually enforce that. They also could try to make a sale happen, which would then satisfy the law and make service providers feel better, certainly.
Laura, we've got